I'm gonna go a little further back in time. So I saw you play when I first started working for FloSoftball, and I went to the Veterans Day tournament out in Atlanta. You were playing with the Bandits. Theo, I think you were playing with hmm,
Dorsey's team.
yes, yep, yeah, Dorsey's team, and you were playing shortstop. And immediately, like you jumped out at me as like one of the best players at the tournament, and I think that was like your first time playing with them or something like that.
Yeah,
And
I was subbing for their team.
oh, really? Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, because I think I asked them. I was like, "Who's that player? Like, who's that? Who's playing short?" And they're like, "Oh, she's a new player, Bailey Dowling." And you hit an opposite field home run. I was like, this girl's legit. She's gonna go power five. Like I already knew that. Well, just like I've coached before and I've played softball at a really high level. So I know when players can do that at a young age, that's like a sign of a very special hitter. Um, but tell me kind of, I'm sure even after that tournament, there was just like more buzz. I'm sure you got just more interest. Can you talk a little bit about your recruiting experience and the places you visited, and then why ultimately did you choose Alabama?
So at the beginning of like the recruiting process is kind of stressful almost because, you know, how my name got out was my dad made a little like video clip and put it on YouTube, and it was just of me working out with um, my coach and like in a shed. It was not outside or anything. It was just strictly in a shed because it was like winter at this time. And it was just me hitting, fielding, doing all these drills. And so we put it out on YouTube, and then either somebody told us or somebody came to us. I don't really remember whatever it was. We went to an on deck camp, and that's what really sparked it. Because I mean, you have all these college coaches there, watching you do all this stuff, and from there on out, it was like everybody just has eyes on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like everywhere I walk, somebody's looking. um, but yeah, from that point, I played with the Bandits, and so Ramsey and Uncle Mike, those were our coaches. Um, they just did. I mean, Bandits are known for like going to exposure tournaments and like obviously get players out to powerhouse schools like whatever. And so we just played at all the exposure tournaments at that point because I mean you're like 14U,
Yeah.
and that's what I mean really helped. I don't really remember where they were at, but I mean whatever. And at that tournament in Atlanta, Coach Dorsey called my dad the night before and was like, "Hey, we heard about Bailey. Would she be interested in subbing for us this weekend?" And so we drove down there and I subbed for them. And then that weekend, Coach Tony Baldwin asked for me to go on a visit. And so on our way home, we stopped at the University of Georgia for a visit, and then we headed home. Um, but I mean, you just kind of have to look at it like instead of it being stressful, you just gotta like live it up because I mean,
Right.
yeah, all eyes are on you like every time, but I mean, like, that's fun. Like
Hmm.
you can like show your moves and like your skills and everything. Like I think that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when you start to notice, I mean, it's hard not to notice, right? You're like, oh snap, there's Mike
Yeah.
Kendra. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
But then you kind of shake it off and you're like, okay, gotta go in on this pitch.